my baby, my Valentine, yeah. Boy, now you done making my temperature dead rise. If you leave me, I go die, I swear. You are like the oxygen
My name is Nonimatikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today, I want us to talk about something exclusive that happened in that courtroom of Judge Ratha. Sana? All the time, guess son. It's always us and because wow. There is never a dull moment when it comes to the courtroom of Judge Ratha Mokgoatlheng. There is always drama, tension, stress, frustration, you name it. There is always something happening in that courtroom. Whether it's the accused, if not, it's the lawyers, if not, it's the interpreter, if not, the judge himself, but there is always something happening. So the Senzo Meyiwa trial has just produced another exclusive courtroom battle. And this time it wasn't about a confession, a cell phone, or a witness on the stand. It was a fight over a witness who isn't even in court yet. And what happened next exposed a serious confrontation between the defense, the state, and the judge, Ratha Mokgoatlheng. The courtroom tension started when advocate Ramsipile informed the court that the defense had already issued a subpoena for a warrant officer they believe is crucial to the case. But there was a problem. According to Ramsipile, the witness was willing, note that, let that sink in, was willing to testify. That witness was not refusing to come. Instead, the witness allegedly told the defense that his commander would not release him unless there was either a court order or the state facilitated the process. Immediately, Judge Ratha wanted answers. What section of the law are you relying on? Why should the court become involved? Why can't the ordinary subpoena procedure be followed? Those were questions coming from the bench. And suddenly, what looked like a simple witness issue became a legal showdown. Ramsipile argued that this witness was important because he had investigated a matter connected to accused number 2, Bongani Dance. According to the defense, this issue has been fundamental from the very beginning of the case. That statement alone should make everybody sit up and pay attention, because what do you mean? What are you on about? Because if a witness connected to the origins of the investigation is being fought over this aggressively, then the defense clearly believes the evidence could have major consequences on the case. Judge Ratha continued pressing for legal authorities. He wanted to know exactly what law empowered the court to intervene. And legally speaking, that question was understandable to a certain degree. Courts do not simply issue orders because lawyers request them. There must be a legal basis. But Ramsipile was equally determined. He told the court this was not merely a defense witness. This was a witness who could assist the court in arriving at the truth. That distinction became the center of the entire argument. Then the state entered the discussion. Advocate Baloyi took a very serious caution position. He stated that there is already procedure for subpoenaing witnesses. Follow the procedure, serve the subpoena, let the law take its course. The state did not want to be involved, Gesana. The state did not want to be involved. Baloyi even warned against accusations fly easily in the case, and the prosecution did not want future allegations suggesting they interfered with the defense witnesses. That was a remarkable statement from a remarkable man. Because it shows just how sensitive every move has become in this trial. The most revealing moment came when Judge Ratha repeatedly pointed out that this witness had never made a statement in the Senzo Meyiwa case. No witness statement, no Section 204 statement, nothing. That immediately raised another question. Why is the defense fighting so hard for a witness who has never appeared in the official state case? The answer may be hidden in Ramsipile's own words. He said the witness investigated a matter connected to Dance's arrest. if that witness possesses information that challenges how investigators reached Ndanzi, how they linked him to the case, or what information triggered the arrest process, then the implications could be enormous. And that may explain why the defense is pushing so hard. By the end of the exchange, Judge Rata remained unconvinced that he personally needed to sign anything. Ramsipile indicated they could proceed through the registrar and continue using available legal procedures. But the bigger story remained. The defense has identified a witness they consider important. The witness appears willing to testify, yet there are obstacles preventing that testimony from reaching the courtroom. The question now becomes simple. What does this witness know? And why has securing his attendance suddenly become one of the biggest battles in this trial? Because if the witness eventually takes the stand and delivers evidence that challenges the foundation of how investigators reach Bongani Ndanzi, today's courtroom argument may be remembered as the moment everyone should have paid attention. The witness is not here yet, but already his name is causing a courtroom storm. Oh, by the way, you don't even know yet what's his name. We may suggest it, but we don't know. And that tells you everything you need to know about how important his evidence could be. This trial just got even more interesting, and the next chapter should be or could be exclusive. And that could be the reason why they are uncomfortable with his presence. What are your thoughts when it comes to this? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. Please enjoy your day. Bye-bye.
Be attached to the said subpoena to facilitate the serving of the subpoena on the said warrant officer, my lord. So if you can give it to Ashley.
What, in terms of what section? Are you saying I must sign it?
My lord, he's compellable witness.
In what sense?
My lord, the section 179 that deals with these issues.
What does it say?
For a witness to be subpoenaed by the
court. But if the witness doesn't want to come, as you're saying, or is he prepared to come?
He's prepared to come, my lord, but he said the procedure must be either the court order or that the state facilitate the process. So.
And what is the state's attitude?
My lord, we've always been prepared to assist and will always assist, but there are certain instances, my lord, where we don't think we should get involved, and I think this is one of those instances, my lord. I think there's a procedure that's laid down for the subpoena of witnesses. Accusations fly very easily in this court. We don't want any accusations to be directed against us, and I think my colleagues, as I say, will always help, but I think they should follow the procedures that are laid down in the Criminal Procedure Act.
And what are the procedures?
Well, it's to issue a subpoena on a witness and to have it served on that witness.
Yeah, but does the court have to sign it?
Well, I'm not aware of such a provision.
Yeah, normally the person who signs a subpoena, is the register. But this court, because it's supposed to be in the middle, if the law says I must sign it, fine, there's no problem. But that's why I was asking you, is this witness a compellable witness?
As the
and I was never answered.
He is compellable,
in what sense?
My lord. He's a witness that is here to assist the state. He does
the
not.
State says
he does not claim. I mean, the court. Sorry, not the state, my lord. The court, because that is an issue that is germane before the court, for which we have called him, my lord.
Do you have any authorities you can give me?
On
what you're saying.
On calling a witness.
Under these circumstances.
Where
you are telling me the witness does not want to give evidence, and this witness was never...
He does not say...
did he give a statement in terms of was it section 203 or what? Hello? You state, when you call a witness, is this in terms of section? Where he makes a statement.
Which statement?
And you call him as a witness. And when you don't want to pursue his evidence, then you surrender your rights to the defense.
Yes. The procedure, my lord, it's as we've outlined that if at the close of the state case,
Yeah.
the state doesn't call any
Who has made
specific
a
witness,
statement?
who has made the witness statement.
That's it.
Such a witness is made available to
That's
the
it.
But there's no such a statement.
That's it.
The witness did not make any statement.
So what are you saying, Mr. Mramosipi?
My lord, like I said, this is a witness that has investigated a particular case in which Mr. Ntazi's name has been bandied, and it's fundamental to the arrest of Mr. Ntazi ab initio from the beginning. And that witness did not make a statement here. Our case is not limited to witnesses that have made statements in relation to 636. We have issued a subpoena. I've communicated with the witness.
That's fine, yeah.
And the subpoena was rebuffed to say the commander will not release the witness to come and testify because he's testifying for the defense. And then I said to them, he's not testifying for anyone. He's assisting the cause of justice in this case. Hence, we are here. So it's not like the subpoena was not issued. It was issued, followed proper procedures, but it was rebuffed.
Right. Now, quote me the law which you say compels me to sign a subpoena.
No, I'm not saying the court
Oh,
is
okay, fine.
compellable.
No problem
my lord.
then.
We can do it via the registrar.
Okay.
That's the court system.
So we adjourn then until when?
Until Monday.
Monday.
To survive, I'll be